Hi guys, today we're going to take a look at Nimmersatt's dragons in Zalo, and this is going to be the boss floor level. So loads of people call it different things. Some people just call it boss floor, some people call it -6, some people call it +1, some call it the upper floor. Either way, this is the floor where the teleporter to the boss is found. Okay, so if this is where you want to hunt, this is the floor that we're going to be talking about in this video. I also will be publishing in like 2 days the main floor, the floor below, which is generally seen as the better floor. But this one for the monk is also very, very good. So I definitely recommend you do not discard this one, because for a solo monk, the results for this one are basically the same as the main floor. The main floor, I think, is a bit better for team hunts. Anyway, now that we've got that out of the way, so this is the boss floor for the monk. A result, I recommend level 600 plus. You can theoretically do it a little earlier. I've seen people doing it at like 500, 550 with like some combat praise. My recommendation is 600 plus. Get your sanguine claws. It's, that's when it becomes, really quite viable. Raw experience, you can get this somewhere around 8.1 kk per hour with about 1.3 kk loot or profit per hour. This is only 8.1 because I had Charms and Animus active, so the results I have here include Animus, so the raw experience I'm quoting here is without Animus. Now, also something worth mentioning, expected loot here at 1.3 kk per hour includes the usage of ultimate spirit potions, so I used about 1,000 ultimate spirit potions here, hence the supplies are quite high. However, these days, I actually hunt here at level 670 with strong health potions only, without ultimate spirit potions. So my supplies per hour go down a lot, and the profit is actually a lot higher. These days, I can make like 1.8 kk per hour profit when I hunt here while using strong health potions. Don't recommend that necessarily at level 600, but once you're comfortable, once you've got your full charms active, I encourage you to try out hunting with strong health potions and Exura Gran, and it's doable. The profit goes up a lot. Anyway, overall tier rating I give this spot is S tier. This is very, very good spot. Currently, at the time of recording, this is only worse than the Nosferatus, because the Nosferatus are extremely broken right now, so I expect them to be nerfed, and I expect this spot to emerge as the best spot in the game after Nosferatus are nerfed. However, we'll have to see about that. Difficulty, I give it is an 8 out of 10. However, the difficulty here comes mostly through the intensity and the trap potential. So the thing is about Nimmersatt, there is a lot of monsters. They move very fast, and it's pretty easy to get yourself trapped and die. And that's where the difficulty comes from. If you ignore the potential for being trapped, if you're perfect and you just run around and you don't get trapped, it's actually not too difficult. You're not going to die from like getting headshot. Those monsters don't have that much health. If you're kiting properly, it's not that difficult. The problem is if you like misstep and you get yourself boxed by 8 monsters, that's when you're in trouble. That's what you have to watch out for. Otherwise, not so difficult. Bestiary, it's about 5 hours or so for Dragonless and War Dragons, and 8 hours for Mega Dragon. Worth mentioning that this floor right here is the one where you want to sort of start to do your Mega Dragon Bestiary, because there's a lot more Mega Dragons on this floor than there are on the bottom floor, the floor below. This means that this place is actually a little bit harder because of the Mega Dragons. Mega Dragons are the powerful ones, the ones that deal a lot of damage. So this floor is a little bit more difficult than the lowest floor. However, this is the best floor for the Mega Dragon Bestiary if you want to focus on that, because there is more of them. Moving on, like I said, recommend level 600 plus. You will need to fully complete the 20 years of cook quest. You don't need to kill the final boss, but you do need to have access to it. And this place can be effectively hunted by basically everybody and every setup. I've put yes on the knight, but I find that's quite rare. I don't think knights hunt here all that much. It's possible, but I think knight is pretty rare. However, this is going to be a very popular spot for monk, paladins, and mages. All 3 of those hunt here a lot. Also, quite good for duos, very good for team hunts, although duos and team hunts generally hunt a little bit more often on the bottom floor. This floor is more of a solo one, generally speaking. Recommended imbuements, all standard imbuements, and then at least death or fire protection imbues, highly recommended. Not like super, super strict. Like you can get away without an imbuement here, I think, but it's going to be very, very useful to have one or the other. And the recommended weapon type is Earth. For supplies per hour, like I already mentioned, I used about 1,000 ultimate spirit potions here for the results that I'm presenting and in the video. However, like I mentioned, once you're like level 700 or so, I encourage you to try and switch from ultimate spirit potions to strong health potions and Exura Gran, and just spam those. You should be able to stay alive much, much cheaper shouldn't have too much impact on your experience either. For the charms, I'm using Low Blow and Savage Blow on the Dragalisk and the War Dragon, and I recommend using Parry actually on the Mega Dragons. I don't have that yet myself, so I didn't have it applied, but I think that would be very, very good. Like if you look at the results, Mega Dragons make up only like way fewer than Dragalisks and War Dragons, but they make up like way more damage, right? This means that they do a lot of damage. So using parry on them would be very, very good in my opinion. So if you have parry, put parry on. Otherwise, just something like Overpower, Zap, or Divine Wrath, or Poison will all be fine on Mega Dragons. But I think parry is probably the best one. For the wheel, this is a place where both Ascetic and Outburst work very, very well. So use either of those, whatever greater gem works for you. And your leftover point into lesser gems. And the character you'll see in the video is level 629 monk with 113 fist and 49 magic level. For the route, there's a lot of routes you can do here. But generally speaking, you kind of skip those sections. You don't really want to be doing those sections. They're not very good. Out of those sections, there's a lot of things you can do, but you kind of just want to cut off this side of the respawn. Personally, so you come in here. So personally, what I do is I come in through here, and yeah, I'll do a little pull in here. Then I'll go and do a little pull in here, pull in here, pull in here, pull in here, finish off the pull in here, pull in here, pull in here, and reset. That's more or less what I do. If you start reading out of respawn, this room is pretty good. You can also include that one somehow, I'm sure. But yeah, this is what I've found to be the best lab. Yeah, it's pretty simple, pretty good. Like nice little circle here between like 8 rooms or so. Pretty good. Skip this whole like sort of northeastern section of the respawn. Don't really need any of that. The respawn will keep up anyway. Maybe if you came out like a full team hunt, you'd have to use it. I don't know. And yeah, anyway, that's all I have for you today, guys. Obviously, very, very popular spot. Very good. I expect this one to probably emerge as the top spot once the Nosferatu is nerfed inevitably in some time. Anyways, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll be happy to answer. I'll play the video now and see you in the next one. Bye-bye.